lights before at ski resorts.
All right, well, new calls for a special counsel to investigate President Obama's Justice Department eyeing former Attorney General Loretta Lynch for potential obstruction of justice in her handling of the Clinton email investigation.
So here to weigh in, New York Post columnist and author of Infiltration is Paul Sperry. Paul, nice to see you and welcome back to the show.
Good morning.
All right, so walk us through this. You believe that this is about to heat up and we should be paying more attention to this than the Russia probe. Why do you think this is about to get a whole lot hotter?
Yeah, so these are some major developments, and they do not bode well for Democrats. Not only is the Senate now investigating officially the Obama administration for obstruction of justice, but they're also investigating the origins of this discredited dossier that Democrats used to launch their witch hunt against Trump on Russia. And that witch hunt could backfire on them now if this really heats up, like you say, with subpoenas, hearings, and also possibly a criminal investigation down the road.
And why don't you think we've had more coverage in the mainstream media? You would think that they would be at least covering this a little bit. I mean, you look at mainstream media, we've covered the stats over the past 2 days. There's been basically zero coverage of this. I mean, you helped break this story. You're saying it's a big deal. Why is the media not taking it as seriously?
Well, because they're part of the witch hunt, and a lot of them are Democrat mouthpieces, so that's how it goes. But investigators, they want to know how this dossier that's been debunked, how it, how it came to be, how the sausage was made, and who funded it exactly. They know that Democrats allied with the Clinton campaign, Hillary Clinton campaign, financed it, but they don't know exactly who. And they also want to know why in the world did the FBI rely on this bad intelligence? They knew it was bad intelligence and, designed to smear Trump, but yet they relied on it to investigate Trump. So another thing that's more important is they're going to try to find out if the FBI collaborated with this Democrat research group, Fusion GPS.
Tell us about that research group. That's important. They have ties to the Paul. They have ties to the Democratic Party. Why is that research group important to this whole story?
Yeah, before I get there, if the FBI did collaborate with this group, because we know that they did try to contract with the author of the dossier for $50,000, if they collaborated with this group, this Fusion GPS, then it really raises serious questions about the independence of the FBI in investigating Trump. Right. Now this group, GPS, Fusion GPS, founded by these former journalists, I'm told that they're actually political activists. They had a vendetta against Trump, and some of them actually financially supported Hillary's campaign for president. So this was a Democrat operation from top to bottom.
And how much of this investigation actually hinged on that dossier? I mean, to remind people, how significant was it?
Oh, I mean, this whole Russiagate scandal, so-called Russiagate scandal, is predicated on this dossier. Wow. The CIA put credence into it, gave it to the White House, attached it to a presidential briefing for Obama. Of course, the FBI has used it. Congress, of course, is using it to cook up these scoops or these charges against Trump, and the media is using it to find scoops on Trump in this investigation. So it's really been wended its way through the entire process, and it's really remarkable because the thing is completely riddled with errors in fact and questionable sourcing and debunked allegations. It's really a gossip sheet.
Well, even Congress has been trying to find more information about this group with possible ties to the dossiers you've been talking about, but it has been stalled. So where does this go?
Yeah, so now they can't get answers out of Fusion GPS. Quite frankly, they can't get answers out of the FBI as well, because they've got have similar requests for documentation from them. And so now the Senate Judiciary is actually threatening subpoenas against Fusion GPS to try and get answers. And, we got to get answers here. We got to get to the bottom of this, because it's really, when you combine with Loretta Lynch and her allegations against her of obstruction of justice in the Hillary investigation, this whole thing is really starting to smell rotten.
And to shift, absolutely. Paul, thank you very much. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks.